Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into RuPaul's Drag Race. This is the episode of what they call it, the Nice Girls Roast. All the Miss Congenialities came back. Well, not all, just Nina West, Valentina, Heidi in that closet. I love Heidi. I titled this episode, Give Praise When Praise is Due. And Kandy, you deserve that praise. You did a good job. Go girl. But let's get into the episode. At the beginning, Utica is jumping up and down again because she got to lip sync. She loves to lip sync for her life child. In Utica's mind, she thinks because she sent the great Tina Burner back to New York that she's a lip sync assassin. And I said, no ma'am. No ma'am, Utica, don't get it twisted. Don't let Kandy get in on you. She went in the confessional a little bit. Kandy, you was right. No ma'am, no lip sync assassin are you. Y'all sent the lip sync assassin of the season home, Denali, way too soon. Way too soon. But we ain't going backwards. Let's get through this. The mini challenge was cute. It was an Anastasia Beverly Hills what they call it, tutorial, where one person was the face and another person come up from behind with the hands and they make it funny. I thought it was a great mini challenge. One, I love makeup. I love those Norvina palettes. They are so bright, so colorful, but them bitches are $68, if not $70-something. And then once you add tax and shipping, because I usually don't go into the mall, I usually order Sephora online. That's damn near $80. And it's colorful. And I love a good Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. But the one thing, this ain't got nothing to do with no makeup review. But the one thing about Anastasia Beverly Hills, for me, they're very hit or miss. Some palettes blend effortlessly, beautifully. The pigment is the same pigment in the pan. And then some of her palettes are like, oh, no, ma'am, I need a refund. Thank God Sephora let you use the shit and bring it back. So with Anastasia Beverly Hills, that's why I just can't bring myself to pay $68 for them palettes, but the colors look amazing. This challenge was hilarious. Some of the people in this challenge were way better than what they were in a roast, but moving on, Kandy and Rose wins. I personally thought Utica and Gottmik did a better job just because Gottmik has those weird arm movements, and I actually chuckled during Gottmik and Utica's segment. They were actually hilarious to me. Everyone did a good job, but hey, RuPaul love her some Kandy. Kandy and Rose win. Kandy and Rose got to pick the order for the roast. Kandy wanted to be first. I ain't mad at you, girl. Kandy said, I ain't that quick. So if a bitch use some of my jokes, I ain't got time to be thinking of new jokes. So I want to go first. That way that bitch can think of some new jokes. I ain't mad at you, Kandy. Be strategic. You want a challenge, be strategic. Rose said, well, I guess I'll take a risk. I'll go last. I'm happy y'all went first and last, because if y'all would have went anywhere else, because you know they say first and last are the worst spots because it's so much pressure to open the show and it's so much pressure to close. Most people like to fall in the middle somewhere. If they wouldn't have went first and last, I would have TikToked it out. I would have They knew exactly what they were doing when they picked that order. They was like, it's me and you because we got to save the show. We do want the judges to be at least entertained. So we going to go first and last. Gottmik going to pick it back up in the middle. And the rest of these girls, we just going to pray. And it was true. It went Kandy, Simone, Utica, Gottmik, Olivia, and Rosette. Let's get right into it. It wasn't any runway this week, so I really don't have any fashions to critique because it's pretty much throw on something to do a comedy roast. It wasn't anything voila. Voila ain't the word. But y'all know what I mean. It wasn't anything dramatic. So let's get into it. Kandy is up first. Kandy Slade. Kandy was funny. She was funny beginning to end. Kandy was mostly up there reading people. But to me, if you're not a comedy queen, that's what you do. Just get up there and write some reads. Like when the library is open, everybody knows that challenge. Think about some shit you would read a bitch down when the library is open and just punch it into a comedy show. Like, I don't know why it's so hard. I think people make it harder than it has to be because all Kandy was up there doing was reading bitches down. But it was funny. I will admit, I laughed. And I usually, when it's a roast, it's usually only one person I laugh at and other people are just reading. It's like, you know, they did good. But like when Kandy was up there, I was laughing. This is an opportunity for Kandy's personality to shine. And Kandy, bitch, you look good. Bitch, you look good. That waist, I said, what waist? Give me that damn cincher Kandy got. What waist? Kandy looked good. Yes, it was simple, but like I said, this wasn't any dramatic challenge. She had on a sexy slip dress and she snatched her waist away. You did a great job. Her funniest bit was when she asked Ru to act her age, and then Ru dropped dead. I said, that's when I laughed. I was like, Kandy, you are funny. And then I did like how she told Nina that her shoulders, because she said RuPaul's Drag Race is the Olympics of drag and Nina West's shoulders are the stadium. Hilarious. I said, good job, girl. Kandy did a good job. Now, then we get over to Simone. And I just feel bad for Simone. I said, girl, ooh, it's just not funny. You looked amazing. If we go by looks, you looked the best of the night. That gold was amazing. I probably wouldn't have did that color wig. I probably would have did a darker color wig because I felt like that just color wig washed you out and it was too much go, 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 go. I probably would have did a nice jet black. Same style, just a different color. And maybe some gold highlights. But I ain't no damn hairdresser. Michelle and Lonnie in rehearsal were trying to tell Simone, your jokes are too long. It takes too long to get to the punch, the funny. Like, some of it could have been funny. Like, Kandy, isn't it lonely in the VIP watching us winners on the stage? I feel like if you would have took some of Michelle and Lonnie's advice and shortened your jokes, maybe they could have landed better. But for the most part, most of them weren't funny. It just wasn't funny. And Simone, you need a new character. That old Jennifer Lewis head shaking. And I don't even think Jennifer Lewis shakes her head. You just remind me so much of Jennifer Lewis. Everything you have done on RuPaul's Drag Race, from the lip syncs to the acting challenges to the snatch game, like yo Harriet Tubman was Jennifer Lewis, to everything you have done on the snatch game, good or bad, has been this one character. The character is hilarious. Like, even yo, is your sugar low? I love that. I love it. It's one character. Simone, you need to give us range. Because I'm telling you, girl, I thought you were the front runner to win this. If it was runways alone, Simone wins hands down. But I see versatility and talent in others that I think will beat you out in the final four. Like, we're going to see what you do next week on this acting challenge. We get up to Utica. I love Utica's fashion. It's very weird. Whatever dress she had underneath all that coat and balls and scarves, I loved. Utica looked good, but she bombed. Oh, it was bad. I might say something that is against the grain because I have watched a few reviews and a lot of people think Utica was awful and was offensive. She could have, yeah, she was. But some of what Utica was saying was funny to me. It just, her delivery was off. Like that whale joke, and this is coming from me, a big girl. I wasn't offended by that. That whale joke was funny. She just didn't know how to spin it into a comedy routine. And then when she told Rue is known for her fashions, why don't you stand up? And Rue gave her the middle fingers. I said, oh, it's time to pack your bags, Utica. I ain't never seen Rue give people the middle fingers in the middle of the roast. It's time for you to go home. We ain't even got lip sync. I knew she was going home. She said something to Lonnie, and that's when her routine fell apart, and she should have did a Ben La Creme and said, oh, thank you guys. Up next is Got Mick. Like, I think she was making a crack on Lonnie's comedy career, and then Lonnie was like, but you the one up there bombing. That should have been your exit. Utica, you would have done better just leaving. You probably could have let Olivia take your spot if you would have just exit the stage at that point. But you kept going, and you felt like you had to read Rue. And I don't even know what motion Rue was doing with her middle fingers like this. It had to be extremely offensive. But Utica took it as, oh, Rue gave me the middle finger, so I'm the lucky queen. I'm like, girl, just go pack your bag. Just go pack your bag. Gottmik came up, saved the show from Utica and Simone. Everything Gottmik said was funny. I felt like Gottmik probably should have won, or maybe they could have joint one, because you know Rue loved to give a tie. He loved for it to be a damn tie. But Gottmik, all of her jokes was hilarious. They were all hilarious. Lonnie, what you doing up here judging? It must be some serious budget cuts for COVID. Hilarious. Rue. She said, Rue, you doing it big on iTunes. I love your hit song. And the way that shit was hilarious. Like, I was cracking up at Gottmik. And then she said, Ross, we know you love porn, but you the only one I know that come when the man deliver the pizza. I ain't never heard no joke like that. That shit was hilarious. I like Gottmik. Like, I thought she did an excellent job. Then we had to suffer through Olivia. She came tiptoeing to the stage. And once I saw the tiptoe, I said, this is about to be trash. Like, I agree with the judges. It looked like an apology walk. Like, I'm sorry, I'm about to roast you. Like, bitch, come out here and roast and do your thing. The only read she had that saved her from the bottom two is, Rue, you was at the Declaration of Independence and you signed for parent and guardian. I laughed at that shit. That was funny, but that's all Olivia gave. I hated her dress. I hated that wig. Them bitches roasted Olivia for her lace. Now, y'all know my ass can't see. And so definitely, if you ain't coming up to here so I can see your lace, I had never peeped how bad her lace was on that challenge she won. And we ain't gonna go back there because I felt like she shouldn't have won that. But the lace on that orange wig was off too. Like, Olivia, you looked a mess and you did a mess. Last and definitely not least was Rosé. I hated Rosé's silver fringe outfit. Like, Rosé, you do too much with the fashion. Ugh, I hated that. Rosé was hilarious. I did agree with the judges. Her jokes she was reading at the rehearsal were funnier than the jokes she gave on the stage. That could have been editing. I don't know. She said Nina loved to audition for school plays, and she always got the part of the stage. Hilarious. We found out Heidi likes to fuck Rosé. I feel like Rosé, you should have left that out and you should have just read that bitch down. Rue, one of us is a recording artist and one of us is a singer. I loved it. I really like Rosé. I felt like she had the best delivery of her jokes. I felt like she was the most comfortable because, like the judges said, she didn't have any cards and she was just giving us a routine. Really, Any three of them bitches could have won. Kandy, Gottmik, or Rose could have won the challenge, and I would have agreed with it. And any two of them bottom girls, of the three bottom girls, could have lip synced, and I would have agreed with it, but Utica had to go home. Like, if Ru got to give you the middle fingers, all that, you got to go home. They lip synced to, it was Utica and Simone. Some Ariana Grande song I haven't heard, but I usually like Ariana Grande, but she's not somebody who, when her album drops, I just sit there and listen to it to see what songs I like. But whatever hits the radio and I hear like thank you, next, you know, all that, I bops to. I like that song. I ain't about to go look for it, but it was a good lip sync song. Simone did her. Simone wins the competition with her facials. We know Simone doesn't dance. She tried to do a little bit of duck walk, but it just looked like a good bounce. Happy you can get up, girl. The way her facials move with the song, that's what saves her. And Simone knows how to, even though she plays that one character, the bitch plays it well. Simone plays that character well. She knows how to give me the emotion of the song. She slayed Olivia in that lip sync. That wasn't Olivia. Utica was being Utica, and she had to go home. Anyway, the one thing I wrote in my notes at the end is, I wish Utica, and Utica, I love you down, girl. I love you down. I wish Utica would have went home last week, because I would have loved to see what Tina, what fire engine colors she would have gave us this week. But Tina is supposed to be a comedy queen, and I just would have loved to see more comedy queens in the roast. Like, Ru, you could have sent Utica ass home last week. It is what it is. And I want to say, I think Rose is not my favorite. Rose reminds me last season of how I felt about Crystal Method. When Crystal Method hit the scene, I was like, oh no ma'am, I ain't got time for it. And the more Crystal went through the competition, I was like, oh, I want this bitch to win. I love her. Like, by the end, I wanted her to win. That's how I am with Rose. Like, you remember in the beginning, I couldn't even remember Rose's name. She was Jan. She was Jan's friend. But now it's like, Rose, I'm really rooting for you. Of who's remaining in the competition, I feel like she's the most diverse when it comes to talent. Like, she could sing, act, she could give jokes. I ain't a fan of the fashions, but I like Rose the best. We can fix fashions now. Anyway, that's it. I will see you all next week. It's supposed to be an acting challenge. I'm happy because usually the final five do some kind of live performance with like a Tadra call, one of RuPaul's songs. And we already know most of these bitches can't lip sync. It would be between Olivia and Rose to win that. And they're doing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And that's just nostalgic for me. One of my childhood favorite movies. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. So I'll be back next week to review with you all. Like, comment, share, and I will talk to you later. Bye.